So who was your Valentine?
You are asking too much.
I was talking to my friend yesterday when I went out. No, he was telling me that he bought a gift for his girlfriend for 3,000 zloty, almost thereabout. And surprisingly, the girl just wrote a poem.
But you guys, for example, first when you move abroad, what was your hardest experience or emotional moment, if you can share?
But when I got here, to be honest, I was struck with loneliness.
When you move to a new country, learn the language.
Yeah.
It is a very it is a big asset. We are asking, if it is hard for them to reward us, the TRCs, right? Let them employ us to make the process easier and faster. We can make it the process easier.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Candid People Network on Candid Conversations. My name is Nkosana Masugu, and I'm here with my brother Ngobani on another exciting episode, our first in 2026.
Yes, we are back. A lot of people have been asking, when are you releasing the next episode? And we're like, we are still trying to find a new team member. I think, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that today in the studio, we've got, positive energy.
Yes.
When I came here today, I had to feel the sweet scent of a perfume, and I knew that there is a woman in the studio, right? Yes, a lot of people said we need the voice of a woman, in the studio. So we're like, okay, if you need a woman, we'll bring you one. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are with Nkosana, and with Ola. Ola, it's good to see you again.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yes, Nkosana, the first time I worked with Ola, we recorded, I had opened a TikTok channel, right? And then, so Ola came, we worked on a script, it was an impromptu one. We were just having a conversation with our friends. And then I was like, do you still remember?
I remember.
In the basement at church, we're like, let's record something, right? I think she was with Anya. Anya was like, I'm not good with cameras, but I can. All I was like, that's my thing, eh?
Yes,
and then we did a video, and it got something like 25,000.
Oh, wow.
Actually, one of the first videos, and I'm like, which means Ola knows what she's doing, right? Yes, so if we are to talk of somebody who knows what she's doing, Ola knows it best. She is an actor, apparently. She is one. You can see some of her works in her Instagram. Right, yeah. Ola, welcome. We are glad for you to join the team. We hope our viewers are going to be blessed. Maybe say something, Ola.
I'm glad to be here with you guys. And today I hope to have an interesting conversation for sure.
Oh, that's great. I was speaking to Ola before we started recording, and she told me that she's a psychologist in the making.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and I think we have the right person who's going to help us to unpack today's topic and probably come up with ideal solutions on how to fix them. Maybe first and foremost, let's do our New Year check-in. Guys, how has been 2026? How has the year been so far?
Where I come from, they say ladies first.
Yes, honor ladies.
Okay, it's been a few months, right? I can't believe times go so fast.
Yes.
But the most important thing, I started to go to the gym and I'm still there. So I'm happy for that.
The last episode we were talking that towards the end of the year, that's when people write resolutions. Some they say, I want to go to the gym. The first month they are there. The second month they disappear. Gyms start to be empty. I just hope you'll be consistent and you continue. What you've started, you must finish it.
For sure.
If you haven't reached your goal, keep on going. One or the other, you will get there. What was the goal for going to the gym? I believe there was a goal.
No, I just feel that I need to do more sport. To less thinking, less overthinking. Just do something that I like. So sport.
Oh, nice. What do you think of this year, Nkosana?
So far, so good. I cannot complain. The Lord has been so good to me. And I mean, you can look at me. You can see that I am glowing. I'm happy, actually. To be honest, I feel like this is my year. 2026 will be my year. I can feel it in my veins that the Lord will do something good this year for me. How has 26 been on your end?
Yeah.
Yeah, from my side, I will tell you the truth. I haven't seen, time flies. I always say
Yeah.
the good thing is you are the pilot, right?
Yeah.
Like yesterday it was the 31st of December. We're looking forward to the new year. Now we are almost halfway down
February.
the second month.
Yes.
Just imagine
Yeah.
it. And right now we'll be saying Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. So if you are not time conscious, time will just fly and you'd have achieved nothing. So all I can say to our viewers is execute. Don't just write goals, just chase them, execute. The right execution will make things happen. I always emphasize this. Procrastination is the thief of time.
Yeah.
You have to do that. Do it now. Don't say later.
Now.
Later will never come.
And start even from small steps and then accomplish it. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
Someone was asking me, how do you eat an elephant? Like the elephant is so big, if you try to maybe eat it, how would you have, done it, bit by bit? That's how you can finish it. So you can start with small steps and be grateful even for small achievements, because a grateful heart, even unto small things, invites big things.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah, speaking of the month of February, they say February is the month of love.
Yeah.
That's why I'm wearing a red tie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ola, you can tell us about the month of love, maybe.
Oh, I would better say that it's also can be a little bit sad for someone, but I always say that it's very needable to just concentrate and also love yourself.
Yes.
I think it's very important. We also have families or maybe someone who we love, but we also should love ourselves.
It's very
crucial.
important. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Nice.
Maybe just to ask, how was your Valentine? Yesterday was Valentine's Day, and I saw a couple of people updating their statuses, their stories on Instagram, Facebook. Maybe you can tell us, how was your Valentine?
Oh, I was in the gym. First I was at church, next at the gym, and next I just buy a toy for myself because I decided that I should do it. It's okay if you want to, if you want to have a present, you can present something. So you can buy something for yourself. That's completely okay.
So basically, you're speaking about self-love, self-care. Don't wait for someone to buy you a gift.
Yeah.
You can gift yourself something nice, right?
Yeah.
It's a month of love. But I somehow, I'll be honest, this is my own perspective. I believe that love should not wait for a certain date for you to do something nice for your partner, right? It doesn't need to someone doesn't have to give it a theme, right? It's Valentine.
Yeah.
Buy a rose, buy this, It's a everyday thing that you do,
everyday,
right?
sure.
And the other thing, it has to be genuine, not just because everyone is doing
it, yeah.
right? Because I believe that a lot of people do things now for social media. It's not all about being true, but what will people say? So I have to do and accomplish certain things.
Yeah.
So for me, I'll be honest, love does not have a date. Each and every day, you can do something nice for someone you love, or for a friend, or for anyone. It doesn't need a special date.
Yes. So who was your Valentine?
You're asking too much.
Maybe we should ask our audience to share their stories. Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe viewers, you can write to us in the comment section there. Who was your Valentine? Maybe you can take them if you want. And maybe
Why not?
Yeah, why not? And narrate to us maybe what happened on Valentine's Day. I was talking to my friend yesterday when I went out. He was telling me that he bought a gift for his girlfriend for 3,000 zloty, almost thereabouts.
Wow.
And surprisingly, the girl just wrote a poem, for the guy. And the guy was complaining, I went out of my way, I bought something worth 3,000. She just wrote a poem for me, and I was like, it's the thought that counts. It's not about the money, the value of the present, but the thought that counts.
But the guy had money, right?
Yes.
You only give what you have. So the guy had money. The girl was full of words.
Yes.
Does he know how much those words cost?
Yeah.
You know? She had to take her time.
Write
Write down.
Yes.
It's romantic.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's romantic.
to me that's romantic. A big problem for the guy. This guy, if your guy is complaining, if you have somebody who is complaining about the gift you got them, that's a big red flag.
Yeah.
That's a big red flag.
Well, apart from Valentine, February is a mental health and wellness month. So I think that's what we'll be unpacking today. And because today we'll be talking about a special group of people, people that often struggle in silence, the immigrants, foreigners. That's why today our topic is entitled Strong on the Outside, Broken on the Inside, the life of an immigrant or a foreigner.
You know what? I've realized this. They always say grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah.
But when you go to the other side, that's when you begin to say, I think where I was
better.
was
Was
better.
better.
Right? When we were in Africa, many of us believed that Europe is the land of dreams.
Milk and honey.
A land of milk and honey.
Yes.
You know, when you get to Europe, you would have met it. Some believe that America is the place of dreams. Some think that Asia is the place of dreams. Everyone in different parts of the world, they think that another country is a place of what? Of dreams, where the dreams will be fulfilled. I've realized one thing. When many people arrive, hopes are shattered. That's when they get to realize that, but even though the grass wasn't greener where I was, but it was tasty. It's not the green that creates the sweetness, right?
Yeah, of course.
The taste. That's when people begin to value, like, what if I made the wrong decision? How about I go back? So disappointments come, and you start hearing people saying, why not I better go home? I would rather go home, right? They always say going back is not always possible, right? Because you know when you get to Europe, right? It's not as easy as you think, right? Some sell their properties. You sell your car, you sell your house so that you fund your journey. How on earth will you go back with nothing? So right now people are stranded, right? They are now thinking, did I make the right decision? So our topic today, we are focusing on the immigrant life. You know, immigrants are always strong, you know, outside, but inside, when you start to realize, that's when you begin to see that these people are really, really broken. The challenges that they face, you know, everything they go through, it's not easy. They are crying all over the world. So basically today we are focusing on that, and we are trying to help our fellow brothers and sisters who are struggling. We hope this episode is for you. We hope it will help and resuscitate that long dead hope. We hope the dry bones today will live. This is the goal of our topic today.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. It should be very difficult. I can understand cause of the war. I came here from the Ukraine, and it was hard. But for every immigrant, it should be the same hard. And now I thinking it's good that I came here, that I face such problems, to understand people who also face the same problems as me, as you, as many other viewers.
As many of our viewers,
Yeah. So when I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking it's always problems with the work. Yeah, when you don't know a language, when you come in, maybe your English not so perfect, and you're trying to sort something.
Yeah.
But you guys, for example, first when you move abroad, what was your hardest experience or emotional moment, if you can share?
Maybe I'll go first.
Yeah.
I remember when I was told that my visa is out and I need to go to Poland. I was very happy. because where I come from, Zimbabwe, it's a very good country, trust me. But, we've been sold this thing that when you go abroad, when you arrive at the airport, they greet you with the pignonze, they greet you with this zlotys, they give you money. So I was hoping that when I get here, I will make it also in life. But when I got here, to be honest, I was struck with loneliness because I come from a very big family. In my family, we are 7. Yes, and I'm the 5th one. So we are many and, I'm used to a very big family. So when I got here, I had to stay with my brother. It was the 2 of us in just one studio apartment, So the halls were very close, Now we are like, if I want to change my mindset, I need to go outside because the room is too small. I cannot change it while it is inside, And back home, we have mansions, I had my own room, he had his own, We've been living like kings. But when I got here, we had to share a very small space and pay a lot of money. I remember I was not working. He was the only one working. So whenever his salary would come, he used to be happy for 1 week, because his salary would last us 1 week. Imagine taking half of the salary, paying rent. So that's what I faced when I got here. And also, I'm very closer to my mom and dad. So moving away from them really affected me to a point that I was almost depressed. It took me almost 6 months to adjust that I now have to be alone. Back home, I would know, like in Africa, when I wake up in the morning, my mom would wake me up and say, breakfast is ready. I go there, I eat. I leave the dishes, she would wash, But now I have to be the one making the breakfast. I have to, if I leave the plate in the sink, I will find it there. No one will wash it for me. Trust me, he doesn't like washing dishes. So I was faced with that.
You are now exposing me.
Your dark side, yeah.
I was exposed with, to detach from my parents, and face this world alone. And without the support of my friends, shout out to my friends who were supporting me, calling me, checking up on me. How are you? How have you been? How's your week? Shout out to them, and I appreciate that they were always checking up on me.
Yeah, back on my side, I remember I was excited. I'm going to Europe. First, I was supposed to go to the Great Britain, but unfortunately, I had to change last minute, come to Poland. But I was like, I'm still in Europe. My dreams will get fulfilled. The first thing when I was in the airport, cultural shock, right? So, I'm trying to adjust. Now you have arrived to your destination. There were a lot of people. And then the language. I remember I was very, very hungry. So I bought something in the airport. So I go there. I'm trying to buy something. They're telling me, you can't use US dollars. You have to go to the Kanto. Yes. So they were speaking in Polish. And I'm like, this language is so fast, right? How am I going to speak this language? They were so fast. They're trying. Now they are showing me signs. Kanto. Then I realized that I have to go and change my money. I go change my money, and then I come, I buy food. So while I was seated there, I'm still excited. I'm eating. I remember I got a baker, right? I'm not a baker, but I got a baker. And then while I was enjoying, I'm trying to take a bite. Somebody passed and said, "Smash neko." I'm like,
what is it?
What is this?
I took a bite, and then somebody again comes. A lot of people were passing, "Smash neko." I'm like, what does it mean? And then the waiter who served me saw that I was like, I was a little bit stressed because I'm thinking, I have to go to the place where I stay. I have to, all this and that.
Yeah.
And then the person tells me, "Smash neko" means it's a way when we are saying enjoy. So when they say "smash neko," you just say "jinkwe," thank you, right? So to me, in my mind, I'm like, they're saying it's enjoy, right? It's okay. So they start telling me that Polish people are so polite.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
meet some in the street, they will say Dzień dobry. You have to also, not all of them, but most of them, yes, they were so polite. So I'm walking out now. I see some guys smoking by the door. So they look at me. So first thing that comes in my mind, you have to be polite, right? They were smoking. I was like, smash neko. So they started laughing, so I would say cultural, the language barrier, understanding what to say and not to say, when should I say it, all this and that. For example, when you are saying bye, cheers, right? When somebody is coming in, when you are greeting someone, cheers, So the language barrier, I really try to communicate with a lot of good old people. You see that they want to ask a lot of questions, but they are failing, So cultural, I really struggled, the cultural shock. You go to a restaurant, you try to order something, you see that there are 3 types of soup. Polish people love soup so much. And then you're wondering, all this and that.
Yeah. And language is difficult. And it's a little bit also difficult to find the work when you don't know a language.
Don't know the language,
Guys, when I just first came here, I was working in the KFC, and I was working, I could say hard, and I have my colleagues that also was working and studying at the same time.
Yes.
So one girl, she was from, I don't remember, from Egypt or something like that, and she just was working and next studying, and I was just shocked. How is it possible? It should be very difficult. Yeah, so guys, you was also trying to study and working at the same time.
Yeah, to be honest, I've been there. I've been on that road before.
Yeah.
You get here. I remember when I was in Zimbabwe, nobody promised me that I'll get you to Poland. And I was like, okay. And, he knows I like cars because I didn't want to come here. I'll be honest. I didn't want to be in Poland. And he says, if you get to Poland, I'll buy you a car.
Ooh.
And I was like, yeah, now I'm coming to Poland. When I get here, he says, I'll find you a job. I'm like, okay. He finds me a job in one of the biggest companies in the Fortune 500. I remember, if I disclose my salary, I might be smacked when I go out. I was getting paid a lot of money. So I got the job, and it was before schools opened. So I was going to the job. I was excited, I had my own computer, my telephone. They would give you a phone, imagine, just for logging in. And to me, this was nice. And schools opened. I went to him. I asked him, how will I go to school and go to work? And he said, you will see, you make a plan. So it's very difficult to balance between work and school because the job needed me 9 to 5. At school, I had lessons 10 in the morning, 2 p.m. So you had to try and find a balance. And fortunately, I did it. I graduated, and I can safely say I am a computer science specialist. I'm an engineer in the making, yes. And very soon I'll be starting my master's, and it's very difficult. And if I would mention the challenges I faced, I know some of the foreigners who are here in Poland, maybe some are going through this, maybe some are yet to experience this. You don't have time to sleep.
Yeah, it's a big problem.
It's very hard because you'll be coming from the work, you're trying to write some assignments, trying to catch up, and tomorrow you have some task at work that you have to, accomplish. It's very difficult. And if you don't have sleep, you end up getting sick very fast because the body needs to, the cells, the body needs to rest and regenerate or reboost the cells. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have sleep, that doesn't happen. So you catch flu, you get some other diseases. And I tell you, if you go to the Polish hospital, it's not easy and not nice, especially if you don't know the language. I've been there before, it wasn't an easy journey. So balancing between work and school is very hard.
Yeah, I think basically everyone who is in Africa or in different countries, when they think of Europe, they're like, it's the hub of excellency, opportunities. So many people who come in Poland, I would say majority of them, they come as students to learn. So the idea is I will learn, work, pay for my school fees, at the same time cater for my bills, expenses, all this and that. You are in Africa. You think that's easy. I will go to work at the same time I will go to school. But get on the ground. This is why we are saying the immigrant life, strong outside, broken inside. You are now in Poland. You still want to maintain the smile, right? Yeah. When we see you, you are smiling, but inside you are like, I'm now having pressure. I now have to go to school. Some modules or lessons, they can take 4 to 5 hours, right?
Yeah.
You literally can spend half of your day or the whole day in school. And after school, you need to go to work. And at work, some working environment, they tell you it's a fast-paced environment. I remember when I did my first interview, when I came in Poland, they were a lot of, there were a lot of opportunities. You literally go in the streets. I remember Prince Mtawini. He came first here. So he was telling me, you know what, Nobani, if you go literally outside and say, I am not employed, but I speak English, they will run after you and say, we want to employ you. Companies will say, we want you, because the unemployment rate, right? Yeah. If you are and the English side, companies were beginning to come here. Big companies were just speaking English was an opportunity. Companies will tell you, we will train you. We just need your expertise in your language, right? Yeah. And I remember in the interview, they start, I'll be honest, in Africa, I held a computer, I do not know how many times, but it was just maybe, I didn't know how to even type. When I was typing, I would, I wasn't that good with computers, right? They were patient with me. They said, we will teach you. They were asking me in the interview about hardwares of a computer, right? The mouse. The only mouse I knew, was a rat. So they were asking me quite a lot of questions. I literally failed the interview, but my English was very, very good. So I told them that if you teach me, I will learn. And then they said something. This is a fast-paced environment. So I didn't understand. I'm like, I can handle it. Yeah. But coming from school, going to work, it became... I was dying inside. I will tell you, I had a breakout. I no longer called my family. I now felt like I'm overwhelmed. Even if they were asking, are you okay? When I'm in the phone call, video call, yes, I'm okay. But inside, I was broken. Okay, yeah. I couldn't have a solution. I asked my friends, how do you manage? I even thought of changing the job. And I changed the job, thinking that if I go to another job, it will be easier. Only to realize that it was, you just had to adapt. I ended up changing the mindset, not the job. I had okay, I need to do this. So when you come to Europe, you start to experience certain things. I was fortunate, he was fortunate, but some were working 13 hours, 14 hours, 12 hours, Me, I was working, the contract that I had, I was working 8 hours, right? So now when I was listening to my friends, some of them, they were no longer coming to school. I'm checking on them. Why are you no longer coming to school? They will tell you, I work in a factory. In a factory, it's very, very cold. They've got cold factory environment, like it to be like a refrigerator, especially if you are in the meat industry, right? Yeah. So they are now telling me, we feel cold. Poland is cold outside, cold inside. When we go to work, they were complaining. I was starting to say, but let me appreciate my fast-paced environment because it is a little bit better. And then there was pressure. Too much pressure. You ask someone, how much do you get paid? In Poland, people don't tell you the exact salary. If you ask, I'm just being honest about us foreigners. Some will tell you, leave your job and join my company. You go there and then you start experiencing difficulties. You realize that it was a lie. Somebody wants to make himself better and say, I earn more than you, right? It's not all about, the salary, but managing those funds, right? So there was too much pressure. And then one thing that made a lot of people broken. There is a friend of mine who he was staying in Warsaw. He went to Wrocław for a job, factory job, yes, because he couldn't find the job inside Warsaw, right? After schools closed, went there. Unfortunately, when he got there to in Wrocław, he met a work agency. Work agency says, we will find you a job. You are under us. We will be paying you. So he would go to work. When it was time for salary, they would tell him, you know what, we'll give you 1,000 zloty. The rest we'll give you next month. So that money accumulated. They were giving him 1,000. So him in his mind is like, I will get a lump sum after I'm done. Not knowing that that's daylight robbery. After he was done, he goes to the agency. Schools have opened. I want my money. Agent says, you know what, go to Warsaw. I'll make sure that when you reach there, you get your money. Comes to Warsaw. Even today, they didn't pay him a dime. When he was calling, unfortunately, work agencies, there are some work agencies who take advantage of people. The work agency where they were telling him, we own Poland, we are Polish, there's nothing that you can do, even if you go to the police, we'll make sure that the case will drag for a long time in court. So when I would see him, he was broken inside because the promise was, we will pay your wages, but yet he was being robbed. Daylight robbery. He tried to appeal in the court. I doubt if he got the salary. He ended up giving up. So now there is exploitation of exploitation through agencies. You are not being paid. Working environment is bad. All this and that creates depression. Because you are no longer saying, when you're in Zimbabwe, if you find a job, they pay you, right? But here, you are no longer given those wages. How are you going to pay for school fees? Now it stresses the individual. So these are the problems that immigrants are facing in Poland. And I wish that if there is somebody who is a decision maker in the Polish government or anywhere, they need to look into what work agencies are doing. It's really, really not good. Some people, I know people who were working in bad conditions. We were now donating money for their repatriation.
Yes.
They were now going back to their countries as goods with no value.
Yeah.
What a pity. They died, they were not compensated anything. So I believe that if big companies want to hire people, let them hire them personally. Let them be also eligible for bonuses, benefits. Using work agencies, it's more like it's defrauding them because they no longer get what they deserve and what is due. So if you are a decision maker, Poland is a good country, but immigrants, they suffer a lot because they are not given what is due for them,
Yeah. Maybe just to find out from you, Ola, when you moved from Ukraine and came to Poland, was it easy for you to find a job?
Okay, first it was easier for me because Polish government and everyone was very welcome for Ukrainians.
Yes.
Yeah, and first time I was living with my uncle and with my aunt. I go to find a job. I was working in KFC first time, first year or even 2 years. And I would say when I learned Polish, it was easier for me, much more easier. I get better job, and even now I have better job, so I can just speak Polish and not work so hard as before.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
So for all foreigners who come in somewhere, maybe to France, to Italy, to Poland, you should better know the language. You should try. It's very important. I remember I was living in a hostel sometime. And there I meet one girl, another one, and she was working on delivery with this I don't know, Glovo or Uber or something.
Yes.
With this heavy backpack, and she was a girl, and it was completely difficult for her to carry this bag, and she was returning from work, sleeping, again work, again sleeping, time. Barely to eat, to maybe, I don't know, to sleep, to do something, to wash clothes, And I remember our conversation. She saw my laptop for drawing. And she asked, and she said that I'm architecture. I have my diploma. And we start to talk, and I say you should search for work, like being an architect. Yeah, and she actually, because of this cycle, work, sleep, money, again work, she can't get out of this cycle. But it's possible. It's everyone who like facing it, you should just stop. You should make a plan. Maybe you will not find a job in next month, but maybe you will take 3 months and you will find it. Maybe you will start maybe from searching, maybe from asking your environment, maybe asking for help, but it's possible.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah, maybe a word of advice after what Ola said. It's very, very important. When you move to a new country, learn the language.
Yeah.
It is a very, it is a big asset, right? So viewers watching at home, make sure you learn the language. And then the other thing, if the job, as you are saying, if it's not for you, there is more to life than money. Wait. Good things always come to those who wait, rather than for you to lose your life. Literally, you can lose it if you are not careful. So basically, maybe in ending, because we are discussing a lot of issues, maybe we have to warn the viewers, right? When you are in Europe, opportunities are like weather, right? Today it's sunny, tomorrow it's windy, it's raining, right? When I came here, opportunities were many. Nkosana, you can also attest to that, right? But now what is happening? Now, almost every company, some companies decide, they can tell you that we are going to a cheaper country. They go to other countries, and then they leave you jobless, right? So right now, as I'm checking, it's not easy to find jobs. So just know that when you are leaving your country, there's a possibility that you can work 6 months. It's okay. After 6 months, you are jobless. So when the expectation is high, disappointment also is high. So we are saying expect also for the worst when you get to that place. You will not, for example, this is what I also saw. There are some who work in factories and then go to offices, and there are some who go from offices to factories. It's not guaranteed, right? So you just have to keep on going and be hopeful that you find something better. So this is what they are facing, work and survival. I think on this one we are
done. Yeah, maybe just to move on to another one. The most difficult problem that is faced by immigrants, the issue of the Kada Bobetu, the temporary residence card. That is the most difficult one, because we have lawyers who are doing these applications for us, and they charge. They are very expensive. Just for a basic consultation, for them to just maybe apply for you without tackling most of the cases, they charge about 1,800 to 2,500. And for most complicated cases, they charge about 2,500 zlotys to around 3.8, depending on the appeal, if it's an appeal, or if they have to, go and negotiate with the immigration office on your behalf. So it's very difficult. And without the temporary resident card, you cannot find a job. So once it expires, it's difficult to find a job, especially if you don't have the stamp as well. So this process also takes a lot of time. Back then when I arrived in 2022, it will take about 2 to 3 months for you to get the date for fingerprints. But now it takes way more. It can take up to 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years or more, depending on the case. So a lot of foreigners are stressed because of this. Imagine not having a TRC. It's difficult because you cannot do anything. Mine expired in September last year. And I just wanted to go and open a Euro account and US dollar account on my Santander. I could not.
So Sampot has euros. You are not telling me you've got money. You're not telling me.
So I could not open the Euro account and the US dollar account. Why? Because I don't have the TRC. So I just have to wait until I get my TRC, then I can apply. Or even if you want a loan, you want to start a business. Some of us are very passionate about businesses. They call me the trillionaire because I like businesses actually. So if you want to go and take a loan, it's difficult because you don't have a TRC. And to get one, it takes a long time. And maybe if someone from the immigration office or from the Polish government is listening to us, I think something needs to be done concerning the time frame of these applications. Maybe, I don't know what can be done, but I feel like something needs to be done, especially in bigger cities like Wrocław, Warsaw, Krakow, which takes a lot of time. So those are some of the problems that we face as foreigners. And maybe just to touch on something else, like the issue of language. When you have problems, it's difficult for you to approach the police because you cannot speak the language, right? Number one. Number two, for you to write the report, they will need what? For you to know Polish. So it's very, very difficult for you to do many things if you don't know the language and if you don't have a TRC. So I want to find out from you, Ola, how things have been on your legal status from the Ukraine perspective.
We have so we can stay in Poland normally without any visa or something, so it's easier for us actually. But I can understand how stressful it should be because you're waiting, you don't know if you will approved or not, if you should go home or stay here. It should be very stressful, and stress is not good for our mental health. For sure, it's not good.
Yeah, maybe just to touch on stress.
Maybe before you go on stress.
Okay.
I don't know whether if I speak out we're in trouble, but allow me to. When I was applying for the visa in the embassy, they told me that when you go to Poland, the duration was 1 year. When you go to Poland, when you start your education, go and apply for a Karta Pobytu, the temporary residence card. They gave me the details how I will do it. They told me that within a few months you will be having it. So I assume that everyone knows, right? The authorities, they know that I'm a student. I came here to learn, right? So definitely the TRC is my right? Yeah. Because it allows me to move to any country. If I want to visit my home country, I can produce it, right? It allows me to travel easily, right? But when I got on the ground, I now get told that it can get rejected. But how? I submit papers showing that I'm a student. I attend school every day. How am I getting rejected? I give them the required documents. Some rejections don't make sense, so to say. You even wonder, why am I being rejected for this, right? Yet I've been writing to the immigration office asking them, why are you taking so long? What do you need now? And then they reject you. Well, some rejections are justifiable. I cannot deny that they are doing the right thing. But I believe TRC is my right. We pay a lot of money. But for you to get it, it's very, very, very hard. And then I will talk about the lawyers. If I am being honest, there is no need for lawyers to do TRC. You just submit your documents. But people are now relying on lawyers because it's like that office listens to lawyers, right? So I see a broken system that is more like creating employment for lawyers. We don't know whether it's deliberate. They discuss, they make it purpose, whether it's something they discuss that in order to create jobs for our lawyers, let's delay the process, And then when people are scared, that's when they will consult lawyers because they are ripping us apart, There are some good lawyers, I won't mention the name, but there are some I know who charge 300 zloty, who charge less amounts, right? But some up to 6,000 zloty. Yeah. That's ridiculous. And you don't get paid that money, but you are made to pay it. So people suffer within. I can speak a lot of things, but one thing I need to say it. I have a few friends who lost their family members while they were applying for TRC. They didn't get to bury their family members because their case was still pending for years and years. Their family members, when they were in hospital, they wanted to go and see their family members, but they couldn't because they are grounded. So imagine if you are going to live with that, it damages you.
Yeah.
This is the broken inside that we are talking about.
Yeah.
You paid, you submitted the right documents, but they are just, the system is just too slow for it to allow to. Why then do you allow me to come and study if now you are not giving me what is due for me? I paid. I am showing my legal status. I am a student. You can see from the records, but you are denying me my right to take time. So it's really, really painful. We can say much, but if relevant authorities, they are listening to this podcast, it is our right to get the right papers. Poland has a policy of securing borders, right, so that people can stay legal. Also, in that we came legal, but the longer it takes for the TRC process, I get to become illegal. So basically, the system is making me illegal. I'm not saying I'm illegal right now, right? But I'm saying a lot of people, this is what they go through. This is what is stressing them. You hear your parent is saying, I'm not okay, but you cannot go and see them in hospital because your travel restriction, you've got restrictions in terms of traveling. The last thing, for you to be denied the right to go and bury someone because your TRC is kept by some people, that's not fair. The laws of humanity does not allow that. So if you are listening to us and you are one of those that make decisions, we have tried to write letters to the relevant authorities. Letters are not getting responded to. We are asking, if it is hard for them to reward us, the TRCs, right? Let them employ us to make the process easier and faster. We can make it the process easier, So I'm speaking from the heart because I've seen people, heartbroken. And some, when they get the TRCs, they give up, they go back to their countries because they have lost their family members. What's the point? So it's really, really a sensitive issue. I do not know whether it even needs prayers. I thought that even churches, they would write to the office, on behalf of their people to just, reason with the office. But they are silent. It's like, if it doesn't concern them, it doesn't concern them. Yet we are supposed to take action. So we really, really need a change. People are breaking from within. They need their residence card.
Yeah, true. And maybe without wasting much of our time, we'll move on to the next problem that are faced by the foreigners. Ola, could you help us unpack this one? Because I heard you're a psychologist in the making. Mm-hmm. So we want to touch on mental and emotional strain, depression. Maybe just to find out the problems that we face are the ones that lead to depression. Have you ever been depressed before?
No, I'm not. I had only depressed some period. So it's not a depression. Clinical depression is when you have a lot of symptoms and it's least more than 2 months or maybe more than 2 weeks. So it should be a lot of mental and physical. For example, it's sadness, it's hopelessness, it's problem with sleep. It's maybe just staying at home or on your bed for days, for weeks.
Yeah.
So it's when you completely, I should say, depression, it's not only your condition, but it's your mood disorder. It's like illness. It's really something that we should talk about. Yeah. And if someone who watching us feeling depressed, feeling very hard emotion, hopeless, worthless, sadness, they should go to a therapist. Really seek for help because it's very important.
So can I safely say that girls are depressed? because they change moods. They have mood swings more often. Can we safely say they are depressed? Because you mentioned that sometimes if you feel down, you feel, those are signs of depression. So most of the girls have mood swings. Can we safely say they are depressed?
Oh, I don't know. Actually, depression. You will change. You will isolate yourself.
I see.
Yeah. So if you like mention, or if you know that before you was like and enjoy doing something, and now you don't like it, now you don't just want to finish the day. This day you want to finish faster. You don't enjoy anymore. You just changing, and it can be depression. But as I said before, you should have a lot of symptoms to set, like you have a clinical depression.
Yeah.
It can be problems with appetite. It can be problems with sleeping.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can sleep too much or too less, or you can't sleep at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard quite a lot of people, from work, they struggle to sleep. Some don't have appetite. I also sometimes have appetite issues. I don't know whether I'm depressed or not, but I don't think I'm depressed. So, yeah. And so how can we deal with depression? Because I know we have our viewers from Poland or all over the world. Some of them might be depressed. How best can we deal with depression? So as a psychologist in the making, what's your advice there?
Yeah, first, I recommend go to the therapist.
Yes.
Because sometimes if it's depression longs for maybe years, months, some cases you should really have medication. You should, because in your brain it's not enough dopamine, it's not enough serotonin, and so you should just have medicine, and next you will have a therapy and it will help you. So in some cases when it's not so serious, you can just have a therapist, you can speak openly, you can understand what's the reason of your depression. It can be whatever, it can be long stress, maybe moving abroad, it can be some loss that influence you so much. But therapy is for sure better, because sometimes maybe you come into your friends, you starting to talking and say, oh, I'm depressed, and they say, oh no, it's laziness, you should go and walk and just wake up, get up from your bed. But I should say depression, it's not something that you lazy or you don't want to. You literally can't get out of your bed. So sometimes therapy is much better than friends.
Can I ask, how does therapy help? Because we are speaking about the immigration life, right?
Yeah.
I traveled from my I'm a foreigner in a country where I am. Things are not working out. We've spoken about education, universities. There is pressure. I'm failing to pay my school fees. The job where I work, I'm having challenges. Work agencies are ripping me apart. They are taking my money. I'm trying to apply for TRC. Maybe I want to go home, maybe for a month for some therapy. By seeing my family, I feel better. All these challenges that we are facing. How does a therapist get you to help? Because we are trying to help our viewers who are going through depression. I've heard a number of cases, even from people whom I'm close with. They get to lose it mentally. They get to be admitted in psychiatrist hospitals, like literally, because these challenges, right? You are fine outside, but inside it hurts. So I'm saying, how does therapy get inside my heart?
And maybe just to add on, I was speaking to my other friend. I don't know whether it's true or not, but he said to me that, you get to a therapist and they tell you that you have to forgive yourself. You have to deal with yourself. You understand? So how does forgiving myself tackle the depression that is caused by my landlord? My contract ended and I want to move out. He's denying me my deposit. How does that help? I've been probably robbed 3 months salary. How do like therapists help with that? Since you are in the field, you
Okay.
can help us there.
As I understood, therapist, you can also have online session or something,
Yes.
but it's also something that we could help ourselves. For example, it's really simple tips. Like you can have journaling your thoughts. So just dealing with your emotion, not when you feel sadness or something, you don't, you let feel these emotions. You try do exercises. So do sport. It's improve your mood. It's give you more energy.
Yeah.
And next, what else? Good nutrition.
Yes,
Good
that one.
food.
Good food.
You rest. If you work non-stop, just a little bit rest, or even more. Sometimes you're not depressed. You just need more time to rest. Next steps, I would say socializing. So it's your community, it's your friends, it's your. If you don't have family here, you should find your friends or
Find your friends, yeah.
call maybe your family.
Yeah.
And also maybe go to some communities as church, as some events, and it will help you to feel you're not alone. You're around people, like
Around
you're surrounded
Yeah.
by people. And actually, about therapy, sometimes you have many questions inside, and you can't answer by just can't answer them. But therapist is helping you to understand that actually it's not the end. Actually, I can change my life. Actually, I can change maybe my work. Maybe I can do something. So, as you said at the beginning, everything in your hands, so you can change everything.
Yeah.
So basically, what therapy does, it helps you accept situations that you cannot change.
Yeah.
The first thing is acceptance, because if you are still in denial and saying, they took my money, they took it.
Yeah.
We have lost money in a lot of investments. We've lost money, we can count it, but you can work work again, right? So the least thing that you can do is to keep on worrying, right? Find your TRC is not out. Be patient, right? Therapy can advise you to seek the right people to do it. As we were talking about lawyers, to keep on writing to the right office. Therapy helps actually, rather than to lose it on your own. So we advise you that if you seek help, find therapy so that you can and the activities that you are mentioning, Ola, they are really, really helpful, right? Because staying in the room doesn't help, right? You just need the activities that you were saying, right? Being out with the people, talking makes it better. Sometimes when I'm facing something, when you talk with somebody, you start feeling like the load is off, right? So even himself, Jesus, at a certain point was depressed. That's why he had sweats of blood, right? So everyone gets stressed, right? The stress was so intense such that the veins had to burst and, sweats of blood came out. So we are saying it's how you handle it.
True.
You will face a lot of things, but how you handle it means the most.
Yeah, maybe just to conclude, because I see that our time is running out. I want to tackle this problem that many youths, we are youths in Poland, that many youths face. Loneliness and relationships, heartbreaks. I'm in love with my girlfriend here, probably in Poland. We just met, and all of a sudden, we break up. So I have to probably now accept that she's gone, start to, how do we deal with heartbreaks?
As you said, acceptance, and next you're starting thinking and like, okay, she go her way or he go his way, but I'm not standing here waiting, but I'm start going my life. I started to doing something.
Yes.
Actually, I'm leaving. I do what I like. I return to myself. Maybe it was hard. Of course, it's hard, but you step by step you return to yourself. And I should say that through breakup, you also it's a some kind of depression like mood. You have depression mood actually. Maybe you don't want to eat, just to sleep and so on. But you should care about yourself. You should give everything this good nutrition, good sleep. Maybe just don't look on Instagram sometime. Maybe just delete all photos. Just help yourself to move actually.
Yeah. Then on relationships, you come to Europe. Let's say I left a family. Let's say I left a wife and kids there. I'm saying I'm seeking greener pastures. I'm now in Poland, right? And then that long distance, when I'm leaving, I'm happy. My family soon will come here. But when I come here, I realize that it's hard. Actually, for me to stay here, what about bringing my family? So a lot of marriages and relationships, they get to suffer. They are strong, but broken inside, right? Because you no longer have I've heard stories whereby even infidelity issues, right? The man is working here, sending money back home, but the wife is doing some things with other people. Then when he hears that, imagine people break, that's when they get sad. So basically the immigrant life is not easy because it's not promised, right? Some, they are successful, they are able to bring their families through spousal visa, their marriages are happy, but some are not fortunate. We are not saying every immigrant is facing issues, right? There are some who are lucky, not lucky, but God chose them to live this type of lifestyle for a reason, right? You never know why God is allowing you to go through these challenges. He's building something in you, right? I hear that, is it in Japanese, when a glass get broken, they don't throw it away. They find gold to repair it, right? So the value of the glass goes up high, right? Because now it has been repaired by gold. And it gets even stronger and even beautiful. So you may be broken right now, but it's not the end. There is always hope, right? If you put what we have spoke about, right, compose yourself, know that the situation will change. It will not always be like this, right? You are repairing yourself with gold. And one day when people look at your story, fine, you may not write books, but you will surely change a lot of people. And it's not all about changing yourself. Some of the things that we are going through is to change our generations, our future generations, because our kids do not have to go through what we are going through now, right? So it is for a reason. So we are saying, let these challenges that you face make you stronger. Don't suffer alone. Talk to people. Go out. Sure. Don't just do nothing about it, right? Don't give up. The other thing, if you lose hope, then what is left? So be hopeful, because the situation will not always be the same. But I want to ask a personal question, Ola. You are now in Poland, and then the war now in Ukraine. How did a lot of people are stressed? I've got a lot of Ukrainian friends. When they came here, there wasn't war, right? But now it's there. How are you feeling about this?
Actually, I should say all time when I, especially first days, first months, when I was all time on news, seeing what happened in videos, it's not help. It's even make things worse for yourself, because you're not helping. Maybe you're donating something or doing something, but if you worry, just worry. It's not helping. You just do worse for yourself. As for me, I just call my parents. I just praying for them, and I believe in God. So I know everything will be good. So and I live with this. Of course, when I have time, I just came to Ukraine to visit them, and I know that anyway it will be end of the war. So I'm more optimistic way, but of course it's difficult.
Yeah, I understand. Something just pops in my mind. What do you think, guys? I'm just thinking, since as foreigners we are lonely, some foreigners are lonely, not all, of course, and some face depression and stress. How about we launch something exciting, something very nice to our viewers and to the people who are in Poland? Can we launch the Candid People Corner?
Yes, we can launch a Candid People Corner, right? I remember for jobs when I got here with Gusmao, right?
The billionaire.
Maybe he doesn't want to, he just wants to work behind the scenes.
Yeah.
There is a group chat which we created, Get Hired. If you join there, you were promised that you will get job opportunities. So we were sending job opportunities. The group, last time I checked it, something like 400 people. This is how serious people are looking for jobs. So a lot of people, there was engagement. There was a time where I was even saying, if you don't have a proper CV, let's have a meeting. I teach you how to write a CV so that when you are applying, I was even teaching people how to perform in interviews. Most of the time you can be good, Ola, but what you say makes you fail in the interview, right? So I was teaching a lot of people got opportunities. The group is still active, all this and that. But we need something for the people, right? There are a lot of people who are watching us from different places in Poland. We are going through all these. We need each other. So Nkosana is coming with a brilliant idea. Gusma once said it. He said, each and every time we go to restaurants to eat, right? He's like, do you know that? He always says this. Do you see any African person here? Not that the place is too expensive, but where are they? We always wonder, where are they? Yeah. So people are seated home. They do not know what to do. So maybe the Candid People Corner or community, we can be announcing. We'll create a group chat. You will see a QR code, right? You can scan it. If you join that group chat, if we are saying we are eating at this restaurant, we say the price. We just go and eat. We talk. We share our experiences, right? If you don't have money again, we are always privileged, right? As long as it will make you better. We don't want people stressed. We go and eat. Some activities don't require even money. We say we are taking walks in Old Town. We once traveled with another group, right? We are going to Gdańsk. We just go there. We meet there in Gdańsk. If you want to get in the train together, we book the same coach, right? We become there for each other. They say iron sharpens iron. We even play games, right? If we're saying we are playing bowling, volleyball, yes, I'm also soccer, football. We say let's meet in a certain place and we do this, and we can also do a cultural exchange, right? We say. Cool idea. You are coming from Ukraine, cook your special cuisine, right? I cook our African. We share cultural exchange. We talk. We be there for each other. So this is what we are deciding to launch, and it's coming soon. You will scan the QR code, the number that you see on the screen. Join the group chat. Tell us where you are watching us from. If you are in Germany, we've got a lot of people in different places that we can group you there so that you start it there. We'll be just guiding you, so that it can make people better. Even the other thing, you are suffering, you don't have food.
Yeah.
Why sleep on an empty stomach, yet we are there for you? I realize this thing. If we are not going to take matters in our own hands as foreigners and help each other, nobody is going to help us. Yeah. For me to help you, Ola, for you to help me, it's because we share the same experience, right? I remember there was a time where I was stressed. Ola was giving me counseling, saying, no, it will be okay, all this and that. We used to meet with our group. We had a similar community, with our friends, So we just offering advice. I don't need to give you man, but tell you that, brother, I've been to this situation. Continue. It would be well. So the society is out, the community is out. Candid People community, it is out. We are making it work. I do not know. Where will we travel first?
Easter is coming, right? So maybe our next episode we can go and plan, see how we can do it. Maybe for Easter we can go somewhere as the Candid people community. Yes. And another thing, Ola mentioned that she goes to the gym. Maybe she needs a partner, you can tell us, we plan that, we join you, or maybe I can go to my own gym. There are people who are maybe near Vola, we can meet there. Sometimes I've always wanted to go to gym, but you go one day, 2 days, then you just get lazy. But if you have someone, who who motivates you to go to the gym, I think
imagine as Candid Corner community, we say, let's meet in this gym in the city center.
Yeah.
We assume a lot of people have gym memberships, right? We are having a session there. We just go there. We
do our exercises.
We talk, Actually, you will find that we've got personal trainers. We can even grow this, right? If you're a personal trainer, you say, I can offer you personal training. Maybe Ola can teach me Polish. We also do business. We trade skills, talents, we can even make a living out of it. We help each other. If for example, Gusmao is an IT specialist in my job, there is a vacancy, I can refer him, right?
Yeah.
Based on exchanging, right?
Yeah,
so let's make this work.
Yeah, let's make it work. I think we can. Then in conclusion, maybe we'll say our last words before we close this show. I'll start with you, Ola. Do you have maybe anything to elaborate, touch on before we close?
Okay, so I want to say that you're not alone. If you need any help, any advice, or you have some question, you can just write in the comments, ask, or maybe we can support you, or other people can support you, those who had similar situation in life. So remember, you are not alone.
You're not alone.
And everything should be good.
Yeah, you remind me of this song by Michael Jackson. When I tell people that Michael Jackson is my uncle, they think I'm lying. But he actually is, MJ. So he says, you are not alone. You are not alone. You know the song, right? Maybe
you're making it a poem.
we will write it there, or they will play it in the background there. You are not alone. I am there with you. Though you fall away, you are not alone. Do you have anything to say, Kubani, before we close?
In conclusion, I would love to hear what viewers are saying. Tell us of your experience. What has been the hardest thing? I think in the next episode we can read some of the things.
Some of the things, yeah.
If time allows us, or we can share that in our community, right? Tell us of your experience. How has it been like vacating to or moving to another country? People move from different countries. Even some move from Europe to Africa, right? Tell us your experience. Like, what has been the greatest challenges, and how did you find a solution to it? I think it would also help, and give somebody hope.
Yeah.
And then in conclusion, I can say we've spoken about work and survival, education, health and lifestyle, mental and emotional strain, loneliness,
and relationships,
financial pressures, all this and that. These are just a tip of the iceberg, right? Yeah. Yes, they face a lot of challenges, people, right? So basically we are saying that dream is not dead. You came here to make it work. Just be patient. Things will be okay. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Thank you so much, viewers, for joining us today. We've come to the end of our podcast for today. It would be nice that you engage with us in the comment section. Write to us what you think. Write to us the problem you faced and the solutions. And until then, see you next time.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. See you.